What does it mean for you to walk the red carpet here at Cannes?
It took me a while to actually understand what is the whole concept of the red carpet. Is actually you go to watch a movie.
Yes.
But then when you go to watch a movie, why are you dressed like that? I want to know. What I really always wanted to do, I wanted to make films on Indian artists. Imagine your mom, your grandmom, your sister, your younger sister, your bhabhi, your chachi. Everybody has been wearing couture. Indians have been wearing couture for the longest time. There's so much more to the film festival than the red carpet. For me, this whole medium, which is the medium of cinema, it's a very powerful medium to express oneself, but I know very little about it. So I'm starting from the bottom. I would want to make documentaries or life stories or films on women artists.
The whole Bollywood wives experience that you had, did you feel that you did not fit in with the other wives?
Well, I never fit in anywhere.
Okay.
I don't want to get mixed up in anything or anyone, whether it's the art world, the fashion world, or the cinema.
Hello and welcome to this very special conversation. I'm Mehek Kasbekar and we are at the 78th Cannes Film Festival, and we have with us Shalini Passi, art patron, collector, and she's done so much for contemporary Indian art, emerging artists as well. How do you see the intersection of art and cinema evolving? You've taken in what is happening here, and of course, you've been across the art festivals around the world. So do you think there is an intersection of cinema and art and an evolution there?
So, like you said, yes, I've traveled to most of the art fairs or the biennales around the world. And I have been, I think it's when you travel to another city, you not just experience the culture of the city, but everybody else who's come in and what is being offered, like the Venice Biennale. When you're in Venice, it's completely different than, Sao Paulo or any other place, or Kochi. So for me, it's like I've thrown myself into the ocean and I don't know how to swim. It's just a metaphor. And I'm going to learn while I'm here, right in the middle. And I don't know what I'm going to do and I don't know where I'm going to go, but I'm here to learn. And what I really always wanted to do, I wanted to make films on Indian artists. And during the pandemic, I thought I would make a travel show for all the places in India which I love, which are like Banaras, Leh, Ladakh. So I traveled to all these places and I wanted to make films. So for me, I want to take India to the world, which is like I want to make films on beautiful places in India like Varanasi, Pondicherry, Mahabalipuram, Bikaner, Jodhpur. So these are all the places I actually traveled to, and I shot little pilots and films there. But that never really, just the pictures came out, but that never really made it anywhere.
Thank you for sharing that with us. We had no clue, and I think you're telling the story to us for the first time, that you're actually looking at maybe making films on artists, Indian artists, and places in India which have inspired art.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how did you think of this project?
Many times Western media, when they portray my country, they portray it in a very different fashion, If they would show extreme poverty, to get that wow factor, or they would, focus on, some very backward kind of ideas or ideology. So it was in their hands, like they would come into India and we would roll the red carpet out for them, and then it was in their hands how they portrayed my country. And I felt really deeply uncomfortable with that, because I know, of course, there is extreme poverty and there is a lot of disparity, but there are places where women are treated beautifully, equally. And saying that there are places which are very modern in my country. So no, you will not see any news channel or even documentaries on the advancement in the country or how. So I think for India, we have come a long way. I want to showcase that we are a very, very traditional, we are a very traditional country, but we have one step in modernity. We have one step in tradition and one in modernity. So that doesn't come across, the story I want to tell from the side of an Indian. I don't want to hear documentary. I mean, of course, I do want people to make documentaries on my country, but I want to tell it the way I've seen it, the way I've experienced Bikaner, or the way I've experienced Leh Ladakh, or, stuff like that.
Do you have, artists in mind as well? I know you've spoken about the places. How would you start showcasing that?
I would want to do women. I would want to make documentaries or life stories or films on women artists, especially women artists. Yes, because I feel the struggle that they went through because they had to take care of their families, and then continue working, and they were not, women artists were not even they never ended up making that much money. Now their works are in museums, but starting out it was not so fruitful for them. It was a struggle, and especially the women artists who created works from, say, yarn or textiles, they were not even considered artists. They were considered craft.
Right.
So everything the women did, was considered craft. Even sewing, which is more tedious than a painting, is still considered a craft and not an art. So
you've led me to my next question, which is very recently Halle Berry, who's of course in the jury at the Cannes Film Festival this year, she disclosed in a press conference she was going to wear a Gaurav Gupta work. She was unable to wear it that day, so we are seeing more and more Indian films as well being represented. My question to you is, on an international stage like the Cannes, we have designers and coutures from all over the world which are there, and Indian designers as well who are showcasing. How are you seeing this evolution of now Indian designers being probably even preferred by others?
yeah, I think it's a free world, and if you are doing great work, you will be recognized. You just have to be at it, right? And the history has been written by the West, and India has had some of the best craftsmen people through and through. So our architecture has been more advanced, our civilization has been more advanced. Like, look at our temples, everything is scientifically, and it's just how you put it in history books. They say the French are the best, and the Italians have the best stitching and they have the best leather. But why no one, because we are not reading those history books, so we are not writing it. But I know our Indian, like, I have goosebumps. They make such a hoo-ha about couture. I've always worn couture. We've always, in India, we get everything made custom. It's always been custom made,
You have to explain this to our audiences, because you're right, couture actually means fitted to your body.
Guys, couture means made to your size. And in India, we have all shapes and sizes. So imagine your mom, your grandmom, your sister, your younger sister, your bhabhi, your chachi. Everybody has been wearing couture. Indians have been wearing couture for the longest time. Sorry to break it to you guys.
A very, very important point there that you just made. Indians have been wearing couture forever.
Forever.
I'm going to shift gears, Shalini, with that to, you've done so much for emerging artists in India, in contemporary art.
So much more needs to be done.
So much more needs to be done.
Yes, I try.
What is your advice to emerging artists, especially at a global platform like Cannes? We have a lot of people who debut here, showcase here for the first time. They feel showcasing their art and work, at a global platform can be really advantageous. What is your advice, and how do you view this for emerging artists?
See, obviously, if you are doing anything globally, whether it's art, film, or fashion, you get much more recognition, but it's also that much more effort. It is that much more expensive for an artist to bring their work into a foreign country. So what we can do is our government can facilitate it, and but they also get a global platform, which is very important. There are many people who feel that it's not important to be at a global platform and continue doing work here, but in especially Indians, we still have that colonial hangover. Any artist or designer that goes abroad and showcases is like revered, whereas we have so much talent which is there. So I just feel that we still have that hangover, and India is the 5th largest economy. We don't need anybody. We don't need to be dependent. We should have pride in what we do. I'm here today. I want to experience what Cannes has to offer, the film festival. I'm here to learn. But when I learn it, I'm going to go back to my country and I want to know what is the big deal.
Thank you, Shalini, for being so candid and expressing that so beautifully. I want to ask you a little bit. We are on the digital age, and everything is digital is becoming the new canvas, so to speak. How do you perceive the impact of digital media in covering art?
Well, earlier the museums were very particular. The galleries were very particular that they would only send out few images to the media. The websites were not updated, especially the art galleries. They said, we want people to come and experience the art in the art gallery. But post-pandemic, during the pandemic actually, it all changed because every museum updated their website regularly. Galleries put everything on the website. And, it was a good thing. I feel that today, anybody in the world can look at any painting, any show which is happening, if they are there digitally. It's made a lot of difference. So, for the buyer, of course, it's very different. The buyer can view it and go to the gallery. But what about the students? What about the larger audience who's not interested to make a purchase but wants to know what's happening in a museum, what's happening in a gallery? So I think for that kind of audience, it was a phenomenal thing. Anybody who is interested to know, look at in-depth good pictures, videos, walkthroughs, I think it's really been a big step that the art world had not taken before and has taken now.
And so the digital medium, in a way, has made art more accessible.
Yes, digital medium has definitely connected us in the art world. Now I can view a museum show sitting in Delhi on my iPad, which is happening anywhere in the world. You have live shows, you have walkthroughs. Of course, nothing beats, to being actually there and experiencing the art the way it's supposed to be experienced, but this helps.
This helps for sure. We have a lot of young audience, Shalini, who's watching you and is watching this interview. And a lot of questions that people get, especially in India, is, will I understand art? I don't get it. Do I understand art? How would you explain that to them? If a young person wanted to immerse themselves in art, where do they begin? What would your advice be?
Well, it's like when you read something in the paper, or if you read a book by an author or a story, that the same thing is like the painting is the same thing.
Okay.
It is the visual depiction of what is going on with the artist or his commentary on the times, right? So like a writer would write it, an artist would paint it. So you have to, like you say, till you don't read the text, you will not know what's happening in the world, right? Same way, when you see a painting, you read about it, about what the artist is saying, and then you'll understand. Then you look back at the painting. There are times that the artist puts in certain, cues that you can actually follow. But every artist has a different way of presenting things. The more you read, the more you're engaged, the more it enriches your life, the more you understand. It's just what you put in it, you get back.
Okay. It's like reading a book about the times
of course,
places. And
because every artist, like if you saw Hussain Saab, he painted everything about the Indian civilization to Bollywood, to cinema, to Mother Teresa. So he painted what he saw. And of course, he was inspired by different cultures around the world. So it's the same. It's like how writers write, how Ruskin Bond would write about India. So it's just...
And Hussain Saab painted.
Hussain Saab painted it.
Any favorite artists all time across the world, India?
Well, I have many artists because I really enjoy different movements from the Baroque to, so there's so many artists that I have enjoyed. My current favorite are Subodh Gupta, Bharti Kher. They're Indian contemporary artists. I enjoy Anish Kapoor's work. So, yeah.
Okay. And because we are at the Cannes Film Festival, what kind of films would you say resonate with your personality?
I love Wes Anderson's films.
Okay.
I love the way, the whole symmetry and the color palette. Like, I love the way, it's like a painting frame to frame. Mm-hmm. And I'm very proud and excited that Satyajit Ray's film is showcasing at Cannes. And the two women I've greatly admired, Sharmila Tagore ji and Simi Garewal ji, are going to be here. I hope I get to see them.
That's wonderful and beautiful. I have just, I'm going to, one last thing. I know you're set to walk the Cannes red carpet soon. I know you can't reveal anything about your look, but tell us what it means for you. Are you excited? What does it mean for you to walk the red carpet here at Cannes?
So, when I was invited to walk the red carpet, I'm actually doing 2. I was supposed to do 3, then I delayed my trip. It took me a while to actually understand what is the whole concept of the red carpet. Is actually you go to watch a movie.
Yes.
But then when you go to watch a movie, why are you dressed like that? I want to know. So I was like, okay. So that, and what was the question?
The question is, how are you thinking about, are you excited about walking the red carpet? And you put it very well, and actually it is going to watch a movie.
Yeah.
That is at the center of of what it is.
So everybody talks about the red carpet, the red carpet. There's so much more. Like, red carpet is like the 0 point, but that's all we see. When we see Cannes Film Festival, we see the red carpets. But there's so much more. It's for the media to move away from the red carpet, so everybody can focus on the people who are actually doing the thing, which are the writers, the directors, the camera people, the sound technician. Those guys need to be, on the focus.
Shalini Passi says the focus has to be the films and the technicians,
the artists and
behind.
the makers behind everything. They are the stars. So it is the responsibility of the media to sort of encourage the audience to appreciate that. Audience will eat up whatever you give them, right?
Right. So the focus has to be more on the films,
on the creative people who are doing. But saying that, maybe I sound hypocritic. I'm looking forward to the red carpet.
We are looking forward to the red carpet. Shalini, just one last question. I can't let you go without asking you this. We want to know the whole Bollywood Wives experience that you had. Tell us a little bit about what was surprising about reality TV. And did you feel that you did not fit in with the other wives?
Well, I never fit in anywhere.
Okay.
And I think that's good, because I've always tried to keep my own identity wherever I am. And I like it like that. I don't want to get mixed up in anything or anyone, whether it's the art world, the fashion world, or the cinema. I want to be me, So that's something I'm quite used to, which is not fitting in. And I don't try to rub anybody the wrong way, but I am who I am, and, so the best thing, what did you say?
Was there anything surprising about reality TV?
Surprising was that I got to know a lot of things about me, and which was good. So when I do different things, it's more out of curiosity, more out of learning, more out of disciplining myself, because this was the first time I was working for someone. So for me, I had to be, I had to be ready on time. I had to be responsible, So all that, there are times that I would say, I'm really busy, or I don't feel like it, or I want to travel somewhere, and I would just cancel and I would postpone. But I think that sense of responsibility, and I'm proud of myself that I was responsible enough to, make that commitment to them, be there on time. I missed Diwali celebrations, some of my friends' birthdays, New Year. Like, I couldn't travel because of shoot, So I gave up a lot of personal time and personal,
Shalini Passi, thank you for this candid conversation. Original and real as always.
Thank you so much. Thank you.